Hey guys, we're going to talk today about a subject that's not as bad as it sounds. I mean, the title's a little intense, murdering life on Earth and all that. But my question is, did you ever take the time to think about, in some depth, what's happening around you, connecting the dots, making a bigger picture of what's really happening? Because most people, they either don't understand much of any of it and they just believe whatever the media tells them, which is mostly not true, or they say isolated parts of the picture and they try to do something about those, like geoengineering, which is a really serious issue, and so is nuclear power, which is completely insane, GMOs, microwave pollution, central banking, weaponized mainstream media, fake school, fake science, toxic agriculture, drug medicine, fake science, globalism, all the things that are really negative and being destructive in the world. Working to stop or change any of these is really good. It's really important. But things in general are moving very fast, and you might have noticed that these negative things are still moving ahead, even though it's known what they do. They're not, mistakes. It's not that the top rulers don't understand what they're going to do to the life on Earth. They know that they're suicide for the planet, but they go ahead with them anyway, which is kind of confusing to people. They think nobody could be doing this kind of stuff on purpose. It's got to be some kind of mistake where they just don't understand. We just got to get them more information. And it's true, the lower level people in the system that are serving the rulers, they may not know, and they've been through the fake education system, so they think they're really doing something good. Anyway, it's hard to grasp for normal people that it's all intentional. And we're taught that conspiracy theories are all nonsense. Why? Because they're not. And the reality, in fact, is way beyond the conspiracy theories. It's more than most of the conspiracy theory believers even imagine. It goes much deeper. And the term conspiracy theory, in order to make you think that conspiracy theories are all stupid, was started by the CIA in the 1960s, and it was to undermine the credibility of the conspiracy theories about who killed John Kennedy, which was clearly more than one person, because the bullets came from different directions and it's too hard for one person to be in two places at once. So what's really happening? Why would this be intentional? So I've looked at this for many decades, and I think the best I can say is that we're in the middle of a ceremonial sacrifice of the whole biosphere. And the reason I say ceremonial sacrifice is that the top level rulers, the highest human rulers in this system, are, it doesn't matter what label you put on them, but they're basically Satanists that actually worship a dark power that they want to merge with and all that. At the top levels, it is not about money or conventional definition of power. It's not about that. It's about, in a dark, negative way, it's a spiritual thing. It's not money motivated. They believe in the doctrine of sacrifice, which is talked about in a lot of scriptures, and basically the idea is, if you kill someone or something innocent, whether it's an animal or a person, a virgin, a great man or woman, or whoever it is, then if you do it exactly the right way, God is going to be really happy with you. It's going to be great, and you're going to get all kinds of spiritual benefit from it. It's totally sick, but it's believed all over the world, and you'll find it in many scriptures, and you'll see that it makes God very happy according to these stories. Well, what I've found is the Satanists that are in charge of these destructive things going on in the world now, all these parallel programs that are leading to a common end, they absolutely believe in this doctrine of sacrifice like these various scriptures describe, except they're very clever and they think, all right, what would be like the mother of all sacrifices, right, to get the most spiritual benefit of anybody ever and get what we want? Oh, I know. Sacrifice the whole biosphere, all the life on Earth. So that's what they're doing. And they believe that they have to do it according to certain steps. pass certain milestones, give certain notices to people to say what they're going to do to them in a way that won't really alert anybody, because we're so dumbed down now by poison in the food and water and air and poison information on TV and the corrupt newspapers and things like that. So they believe they're going to succeed with this sacrifice and finish it, the mother of all sacrifices, the whole biosphere. And they're determined to do that. They're not going to stop based on getting new information or something like that. So although these individual issues are important to do what we can on, I don't think fighting these guys issue by issue is ever going to get what we want it to get. It's not going to stop them with the overall plan. However, there is one thing that could turn the whole situation around. And the global rulers, top-level global rulers, are most afraid, and they have a lot of fear. They have more fear than anybody, really. That's why they're so good at using it in their system. And they believe that what they have to prevent at all costs, they must make sure that you never become aware who you really are. That's their biggest fear. Not the way you are now. I mean, you know that you're a certain body type and a male or female and a certain age and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. This is not us. This is our costume, and that's another long discussion. These are amazing magical type costumes that are actually conscious and alive, but they're not you. You are the person inside it who's all integrated into it for the time being until the end of this lifetime, and then you detach and you go to your next location after that, depending on what you need to experience and learn. But for the moment, you're in this body. If you ever find out consciously, not as a belief, not as a religion, not as just something you memorize, but for real, by experience, who you are living in this body, that you could do all these other things that have been forgotten for a long time, you're potentially much stronger than the global rulers on that level, because they have so much malice toward everybody that severely limits their real power. And the only way that they can look powerful to us is if we are just lying on our backs unconscious, figuratively speaking, which is where most of us are. So if we wake up and we start getting back our normal abilities that include affecting everybody else by what we call resonance, so that we could potentially not destroy the bad guys, the top rulers, but actually heal them, bring them out of the hypnosis that they're suffering from, that this negative program is going to do them any good, which it won't. We have the power to turn it all around and wake them up. And at the top, they know they want to avoid that, even though it's crazy. It would be for their benefit. But their biggest fear is that we might wake up. I don't mean waking up being able to recite the bad things happening in the world. That's not waking up. That's getting a little bit of education about the situation we're in. Waking up is self-awareness. And if you start to work on that, and you have to go through it by steps, but if you make their greatest fears come true, that you wake up to who you are, then even they have a chance to wake up too, which would be incredible. Instead of becoming hell on earth like they want to make this place before they destroy it, it could be the opposite, and we'd really have a much better time. Not to mention the kids and the future generations that are waiting to come in. So as a bottom line, because that's where we are and what's going on right now, my suggestion is that we learn the forbidden information about, first of all, physical health. That's all being suppressed. It's all these diseases and degeneration and what they call normal aging and all that. It's totally not necessary. You're designed to feel great for your whole life here and then leave. You don't have to die because your body falls apart. You die in quotes. It's a terrible word. It's totally misleading. It's not like that at all. But you die when it's time to leave and go to your next environment, not because you fall apart and you have no choice. So this could all be changed, and there's information available on how to get your real health and energy back, how to change your hormone balance internally without taking external hormones or anything, how to get your normal vitality back. Stop worrying about infectious disease or degenerative disease or anything like that. Get back to what's normal. It's not, normal is not what you see around you. That's completely sick. And doctors don't, for the most part, know any better. And they say, this is what happens to you at this age. This is how your hormones break down. This is how your energy goes away. This is how you start slumping over, how your joints stop working. No, none of that is normal at all. It's not like that. And when you start learning even a little bit of it, it starts to change and you think, wow, you know, I didn't know that was possible. How much further could we take it? And a lot further. So if you learn the forbidden information on health, use it. Overcome as much of the damage that's been done in your own body as possible, and quite a bit of it is completely reversible. And then work on the inner work, which is really the main part. That's not, as I said before, like a philosophy or something, so that you just comfort yourself while everything falls apart. It's totally not like that. I'm talking about stuff you can use and wake up to the healing power that is in you that could actually not only heal your own body, but heal life on the outside, which is being intentionally destroyed right now. It's up to us. So you're the hope of the world, and in a very real sense, and even one of us has massive healing power. It's not something magical in a bad way. It's your normal state, and we've gotten so far away from it that it seems unimaginable. But I'm just suggesting that's your normal. Why not get it? Do the work that you need to do to get there, and enjoy it, and then fulfill your destiny. Be what you were supposed to be. Doesn't matter where you're starting now. Start reversing it all. Learn. Find out what they don't want you to find out. Physical health, and then the internal steps that come in addition to that. You can take it as far as you want. And then the fact that you're doing that will inspire other people by what we call resonance, even if you say nothing. I think you'll find it really interesting. So do your part to heal the world. Do it on your own. Do it with somebody who wants to go with you, or join us and do it in a supportive environment where we help each other. It's all interactive. I'm there every week in person. I'll meet you there if you want to join us. LostArtsRadio.com/club, and I'll see you there.